Welcome back to the daily discussions. Welcome back to the dojo. I'm your host, Professor Hawk Sensei, and the topic of discussion I want to talk about today is why I quit rap. Years ago, roughly a little bit more than a decade, I started rapping. And it was one of the most exciting times in my life because I discovered a part of myself that I didn't know that I had. I was always writing poetry, in high school and stuff like that. Rhyme schemes, you know. I always had some interest in it, but I was never like living and breathing music. I had a creative ability for writing songs. And I was acknowledged by many of, I want to say almost all of my peers. But in the midst of me writing songs and promoting them and sharing them with people, I began to notice a shift in the energy around me. From my family to my closest friends and even people that I just met. The interactions were totally different. Maybe one, because I was a lot more confident in myself. And I also felt proud that I was able to make people feel something that came from my soul, right? That was just me getting started, right? Before we go any further, I want you to understand that rap and hip hop are not the same thing. Pay attention because this is very important. This world that we live in, the world we live in, right? You may not know it. There's a song by Lupe Fiasco. It's called State Runs Radio. The state you live in is in charge of whatever is played on that radio station, right? Most places, because I've done some traveling. I like to travel. Most places, when you listen to the hip hop or R&B station or whatever, most times they'll say the most hip hop and R&B. Power this or 105 point, you know what I mean? Every state that I've passed through and I was listening to the radio, they always say hip hop and R&B. And when I listen to what's on the radio, I say to myself, this isn't hip hop. This isn't hip hop. The R&B is R&B, but the hip hop is not hip hop. The hip hop is rap or hip hop. You know what I mean? What are you talking about, Hawk Sensei? Hip hop is hip hop. No. Hip hop is an acronym. It stands for High Infinite Power, healing our people. I'm going to say that again in case it flew over your head. It's an acronym, meaning each letter of that word stands for something. It means something. High infinite power, healing our people. What you hear on the radio is not hip hop. We need to get that understood. Because there's a lot of people out here dying, trying to live out these quote unquote hip hop songs. That's one of the reasons why I stopped writing rap songs. Because that's the mark of distinction. I wasn't making hip hop music. I was writing rap songs. And because I've done this for over a decade, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about. Rap and hip hop are two totally different things. If rap had an acronym, I would give it recklessness and pointlessness. Recklessness and pointlessness. All rap is not recklessness and pointlessness. Some rap is vengeance. Some rap is justice. Some rap is pain. Given rhythm, given life. Those were categorized in the arena of hip hop because you can relate to it. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Brenda's Got a Baby. I'm talking about Dear Mama. I'm talking about More Money, More Problems. What we have today, more often than not, is not hip hop. Every rapper sounds the same. Every rapper talks about the same things. The rap that we have today is almost a one-to-one parallel with rock and roll of the early, what should I say, the late 70s to early 90s. You know, I'm not a big rock and roll guy, but rock and roll was very satanic. Very satanic. I mean, like, you know, the imagery you would see with Ozzy Osbourne, AC/DC, Metallica, and all that stuff. You know what I mean? All that stuff is satanic. And nowadays, rap has become a one-to-one parallel with it. The imagery is satanic. Countless lives are being lost in the pursuit of trying to become a rapper. So many rappers of the early 90s were ridiculed for not living out what's in their songs. I can understand that. Yes. But there comes a point where you realize if you lived out the things that you rap about, you're telling on yourself. You're incriminating yourself. You're building a case against yourself to be incarcerated. What most of us don't know about these songs that we write, we're responsible for every single word we put on that wax. Every single lyric you are responsible for. I had a younger brother who I lost to gang violence. And I want to say that this path that he took that ultimately led to his end was because he wanted to be a gangster rapper. I never wanted to be a gangster rapper. I wanted to be an influential rapper, an inspirational rapper. You know what I mean? To a degree, I was that. But I began to see myself starting to make darker and darker songs. And I said, hold on, man, this ain't me. This ain't me. So I put my pen down and I walked away from it. I said, I'm going to figure out something else to do with my life. Because I realized what music, what it really does. It's hypnotism. It's hypnotism. The more you listen to a song, the more you're going to want to live it out or try to live it out. This isn't just rap, this is music in general. The more you listen to a song, the more it becomes a part of you. The more you listen to a song, the more memories you have associated with it. So, when you're constantly listening to shoot 'em up, bang, bang, that's what you're going to want to do. And then when you start writing shoot 'em up, bang, bang, you're going to want to start living that because you're writing it. And other people who make songs and make raps, they gonna challenge you like, yo, you don't live that life. That ain't true. That ain't what you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't about that life. One thing lead to another, to where you gonna want to prove yourself. That's why I gave up rap. It's too wicked. It's too evil. And most people don't even understand that rap and hip hop are not the same thing. The inception of NWA was the beginning of the end. They've said hip hop is dead, but y'all didn't want to listen. Hip hop has been long dead. It died with Biggie and Tupac. Don't get it twisted. They reanimated from time to time. Everybody really liked that They Not Like Us song, but that wasn't really, you know what I mean? That was a diss track. But more than that, it felt more like an expose. Regardless, I can't say that it wasn't hip hop, but it was definitely rap. I wanted to make this video because we keep seeing this cycle of death and destruction in our communities, and it starts with the music. The music is what's influencing people to live the ways that they live. Whether you believe it or not, everything that you interact with and indulge in, it becomes a part of you the more you do it. That's why I had to let go of rapping. It's poison. I still listen to hip hop. Because why? That's high infinite power healing our people. We need healing. We're hurting. To the point where you lose yourself. You become something inhuman. I'm not really a channel that really reports on news. I just talk about real life stuff and give you daily discussions and reminders of things that you should remember. Things that are important to know and to keep in mind. If you're somebody who wants to be a rapper or wants to be famous or wants to be known for your art, be very careful and very mindful of how you proceed this day and age. You can't be out here playing. You can't be out here playing because everybody ain't out here playing with you. That's really it. I just saw thumbnails all over YouTube talking about Lil Baby being Atlanta's most wanted because of a gang shooting that claimed the life of two young boys. I think they were 12, 13 or something like that. I'm making this video hopefully to spread awareness. Maybe I didn't articulate enough in depth, but I know I got the point across. If you love life, you cannot listen to the rap that's out there today and think that it's not having no impact or no effect on our community and our people. I said it once, I'll say it again. Music is hypnotism. I know you've been conditioned to believe that the guy with the little pendulum swinging and that's hypnotism. No, no. Hypnotism is being influenced subconsciously to act or behave a certain way. Why are there so many black men that are carbon copy cutouts of rappers? Talking the same way, dressing the same way, acting the same way. It's programming. It's hypnotism. This is the matrix that they're talking about. The battle for your mind. Because if the devil can get into your mind and make you think being a gangster or being a rapper and this and that is cool, he got you. He already won. There is no battle that's to be had because you laid down your life. For something meaningless. Maybe my point of view is controversial. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion. But I don't care. I know that it's no good. And it's destroying the youth. It's destroying them at an alarming rate. Turn off the radio. Turn off the radio. I lost way too much behind chasing that dream and watching others chase that dream. It's definitely not for everybody. If you want to be a rapper nowadays, you have to be a psychopath. With that being said, Professor Hawk signing out. Hawk Sensei bids you adieu. I hope you're waking up every day with a smile, a plan, and a purpose. And if you're not waking up with a plan and a purpose, hey, at least you're waking up. Class dismissed.